Hello, and welcome to the podcast. The Shift Happens with Dr. I'm your host, Dr. and thank you so much for being here. As you know, on my podcast, I tend to teach little snippets to hopefully help you. Many people come to my work because they want an ease in their mind, a shift in their body, a healing of a relationship, a shift in their bank account. And I use mental and emotional techniques as well as spiritual laws to help you create miracles in your life. In today's podcast, we're actually playing with something funny called the FGHIJ concept. And you're like, Dr. Divi, what are you talking about? So these acronyms, they come to my mind actually quite often to hopefully help myself and help a client move through stuff. And if this podcast is of interest to you, I will place my Skool community down below for you to join. Skool is an online platform, Skool, where I have a program or a platform. It's totally free. And I post videos and we have conversations and we go a bit deeper. I would love for you to join me. I'm doing an FGHIJ challenge starting March 1st, 2026. And if you're listening to this podcast after the start of that 30-day challenge, please still go to my Skool community because you will see the recordings there and you can watch it. So what is this challenge? The FGHIJ challenge is about us using our minds on purpose. We all have heard of things like law of attraction. That which I put my energy to, that I create. What I focus on, I make bigger. We've all heard of that. We've heard of doing vision boards and all kinds of crazy things to assist us in creating and manifesting. And we try these fun things out, and sometimes we get dejected, sometimes we feel inspired, and other times we feel like, what am I doing? I'm a big believer in that stuff, and it's amazing. But really, what if it could be easier? So a lot of people come to my work because they may have tried that, they may not have, but they want to feel better, not just trying to manifest a partner or a Lamborghini. They want to feel better right now. Maybe they're dejected in their relationship or feeling not as good in their body as they would like to. That's when they turn to me. The FGHIJ challenge is about purposely using your mind. Think about it for a second. In every moment, your mind's usually thinking, and it thinks future or it thinks past. That's the nature of the mind. Very rarely do we find ourselves in the now right now. Think about it just for a second. What were you thinking about while I was babbling on? Especially when I was introducing that first concept, you're like, okay, Divi, get to the point here. Your mind might have been thinking, why am I listening to this? What's the point? Am I going to learn anything? I've done this kind of stuff before. It doesn't work. Do you notice how I went future past? The ego mind resists the now because it's always trying to figure it out themselves. Figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. So during this 30-day challenge that starts March 1st on Skool, called the FGHIJ challenge, we're going to consciously use our mind more often. If you think about it, I think about my own day. It's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Up till now, I've woken up, I've meditated a bit, I've made my tea, I've gone to the gym, I've done different things. I've taught a class, had lunch, and here I am. Topped on a couple of phone calls, did some emails. Some of those things were very much autopilot. So when I did my Pilates workout this morning, it was a little bit autopilot. Lift my arm up, move my body, da, 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 right? When I get my tea in the morning, autopilot, throw the hot water in, throw the oat milk in, right? Autopilot. But then in between the autopilots, occasionally I'm aware of what I'm thinking. And we all know I want to bring the mind into the now. We know that, but how? Especially once one wants to the future or the past. The FGHIJ challenge is about teaching you techniques to work with the mind. Okay. Teaching you techniques to be in the now. And the more you're in the now, the more you're going to use one of those 5 letters. F stands for forgiveness. And during this challenge, I will be putting out weekly videos, and I'll put them out on my podcast as well. But if you listen to my podcast or YouTube channel, I really suggest you join me on Skool. Why? Because on Skool, you will actually watch the daily videos or the daily little inputs I put in by typing. So what does F stand for? Forgiveness. And I'm just going to describe that briefly. Forgiveness, in my words, is not forgiving my dad for what he did or didn't do. Forgiveness is a return to who I am in my divine right, in my truth, in my essence, in my pure mind. Forgiveness is a return before the pain happened. Now think it for a minute. If you're always running into the future, it's because there's anxiety driving it, and maybe you're afraid of being broke again, or maybe anxiety is driving you because you're trying to prove your worth. Well, in the level of the divine mind, you have nothing to prove. In the level of being broke again, yes, that's the worry, but you have to understand why that happened and forgive it. Got it? So forgiveness stands for F. And during the month that we're spending together, I will teach you different techniques to work with the mind. But leading up to March 1st, I just want you to play with the concept. Forgiveness is a returning to the space before I had that thought. And what would happen, right? G is gratitude. Gratitude isn't just I'm grateful to live in a home and I'm not on the streets. Gratitude is a little bit deeper of not in comparison. Gratitude is in this moment, right now, in this breath, right now, at this second. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for you for listening. I'm grateful for you for sharing this challenge with other people. I'm grateful for you for having an open heart. I'm grateful for the ability to do this work for a living. I'm grateful that love exists. I'm grateful. And did you notice how none of that was in comparison to anyone else? And truly what I'm grateful for is I'm grateful for the Creator, for the divine, for the universe, for providing me these opportunities. Most of you may have heard me say this in previous podcasts, but I used to be a physician here in Vancouver, Canada. Worked across Canada in different places and the States. But when I worked as a physician, I would often leave feeling very empty, not because medicine is wrong, but because I actually knew that there was more to healing. And I think medicine is amazing. But I was always interested in more the alternative realm of how to work with the mind, how to work with the emotions. And that's what took me into this work. So I'm grateful that when I fell apart when I was 28, 29 years old, and I asked the universe for help, she took me on a path and I'm here and I'm in your living room and in your AirPods. I'm so grateful. The universe heard me. The universe doesn't always hear me. I've asked the universe for $5 million and it didn't happen. But I want to be grateful for what has happened. I want to be grateful that those dreams I had when I was 28, 29 to step out of medicine occurred. So much gratitude. I'm grateful that I have a child who's now 21. And when I was, 25 years ago, I was in this place of, I don't know who I'm going to be with to have this child that I really want to have. I really want to be a mother. See how I'm grateful for that. So I'm grateful for things that I've asked for that have occurred. Cool? Amazing. H, so that's F is for forgiveness, G is for gratitude. So this is just setting you up for a challenge on March 1st. I is F, G, H. H is for help. So you'll hear me teach during that month on Skool. H is for help. Divvy, what are you talking about? Sometimes when I'm in the rabbit hole of my thoughts, I'm in worry, I'm in anger, I can't shift this thought. I need to teach you how to drop to your knees and ask the universe for help, but also how to listen to them. So H, help. The universe is always waiting and they have a perfect response to your problem. But a lot of times, if I'm hitting my head against the wall of the problem, I cannot hear the answer. For my older folks who remember Woody Woodpecker, that TV show, I literally, when I described H for help, when I'm being Woody Woodpecker and I'm taking my head and I'm hitting against the wall or hitting against a tree, Woody Woodpecker was a TV show, if you don't know, where a woodpecker would hit his beak against a whatever tree. So if I'm being like that, I can't, I want to know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I cannot reach for help. So I'll teach you over the 30 days how to ask for help. I is for insight. When I ask for help and I release the attachment and I release being a woodpecker, then insight comes. Oh my God. But that takes training of the mind. And if you spend the 30 days with me, you will begin to experience that journey. And it is life-changing. You could even ask, I want help around my body weight. And you're like, what's going on? And if you ask without the woodpecker would be, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. Versus if you're not doing the woodpecker and you want some help along your weight, you would simply look to the universe and say, I want to know what in my thought system is contributing to the weight. Please help me. And if you ask in a way which is open-hearted, you will receive I, which is insight, and I can teach you how to do that. Then insight will come. It's like, oh, I'm holding on to this weight because I'm always angry at myself, and that insight will come, right? And then if we go back to F, which is forgiveness, I can teach you how to let that go. So again, F is for forgiveness, G is for gratitude, H is for help, asking the universe for help, I is for insight, receiving messages, and J is for joy. The more we practice FGHI, the more we give ourselves permission for joy. Joy, we would love to think, is a default switch, but it often isn't. Joy is something that when you allow the universe or spirit to step through you, joy becomes your natural experience. Joy is a deep trust in the universe and can be your own experience. I often know of people who study the Abraham Hicks work and law of attraction work, and they do things to find joy, which is amazing. Get a dog, play on a swing, go on a cruise, amazing. And those are amazing to find joy. But wouldn't you love to know how to find joy right now in your home? Right now? With less money in your bank account and maybe being single? Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah, joy is possible no matter what. Because when spirit runs through us, when the universe runs through us, when the creator runs through us, joy is our natural experience. But to allow the creator to run through us, we have to do FGHI. Got it? So again, I hope this helped. Even one little tidbit helped. One little tidbit. So as I wrap up today's little mini podcast, which I will share on my Skool community, I'm going to encourage you to, number one, get ready for March 1st. We're going to have a blast. Number two, register on Skool if you're not already registered there and just watch the videos, read the little texts I put in for the month of March. Number three, share this with a friend or family member because that's really, really going to help. Because if you have a friend doing the FGHIJ challenge, you can help each other. On Skool, you'll be joined by hundreds of other people doing it. So you'll have friends, but what if this is like your BFF who you talk to 3 times a day? Remember, this challenge is not about making you wrong. This challenge is about why don't you use your mind for the gift it was. We've always heard thoughts create. Thoughts are your best friend, or they can be your worst enemy. I want to teach you how to make them your best friend. So I'm so excited. So as we wrap today's challenge, or today's podcast, I'm going to request a couple of things. Number one, like this. Whether you're seeing this on YouTube or on podcast channel, please like it. Number two, please leave a comment. These things help. Apparently they help in some algorithms. If you're seeing this on YouTube or on my podcast channels, like it, leave a comment, and share it. And if you're watching me on my podcast, please leave me a review. Ideally, 5 stars would be amazing. Thank you. Last thing before I wrap, I always share on these podcasts what I'm up in my business journey. If you'd love to hang out with me for a one-day workshop on March 28th here in Vancouver, I am teaching an event. So much fun. The coolest thing about that event, it's going to be a contribution-based event. So it's pay more than $100 and come. You decide what price. $100 is your minimum. And it's a full day from 10 to 4. Cool. Amazing. Second thing, I've got small group coaching containers that I run on Tuesdays at noon and at 5 Pacific time, which are all focused on relationships and health and happiness. So I've got 1 or 2 spots in each container. I would love to have you. Feel free to send me a DM or just join our containers. You'll see it on my website. I'm sending you so, so, so much love. It is such a joy to join you in your ears while you listen to this podcast. Remember, forgiveness, gratitude, asking for help, insight, and joy. And we're not going to be aware all the time, but when I am aware of my thoughts, which one can I direct myself to? In this moment, can I be grateful? I just have to ask myself that, and my mind will go there. If I'm down a rabbit hole, can I practice forgiveness, which I will learn over the 30 days, as to how to find a space before that thought? Can I ask for help? Can I get insight? And I open to joy. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for sharing all of this stuff. So much love. I will see you next time.